Shalom, shalom, everyone, and welcome to 50 Days of Empowerment. Today is day 44 as we count the days to Shavuot, and we're going to continue in our study of the book of Acts. We'll be reading out of Acts chapter 10, and this is the account of when Cornelius and his family and close friends received the indwelling, set-apart spirit of Yah. Let's begin with verse 1. It says, "Now there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a captain of what was called the Italian regiment, dedicated and fearing Elohim with all his household, doing many kind deeds to the people and praying to Elohim always. He clearly saw in a vision about the 9th hour of the day a messenger of Elohim coming to him and saying to him, 'Cornelius,' and looking intently at him and becoming afraid, he said, 'What is it, master?' And he said to him, 'Your prayers and your kind deeds have come up for a remembrance before Elohim. And now send men to Yafo, and send for Shimon, who's also called Kepha. He is staying with Shimon, a leather tanner, whose house is by the sea.' And when the messenger who spoke to him went away, Cornelius called 2 of his household servants and a dedicated soldier from among those who waited on him continually, and having explained to them all, he sent them to Yafo. And on the next day, as they were on their way and approaching the city, Kepha went up on the housetop to pray about the 6th hour, and he became hungry and wished to eat. But while they were preparing, he fell into a trance, and he saw the heaven opened, and a certain vessel like a great sheet bound at the 4 corners descending to him and let down to the earth, in which were all kinds of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts and creeping creatures, and the birds of the heaven. And a voice came to him, 'Rise up, Kepha, slay and eat.' But Kepha said, 'Not at all, master, because I have never eaten whatever is common or unclean.' And a voice came to him again the second time, 'What Elohim has cleansed, you do not consider common.' And this took place 3 times, and the vessel was taken back to the heaven. And while Kepha was doubting within himself about what the vision might mean, look, the men who had been sent from Cornelius, having asked for the house of Shimon, stood at the gate. And calling out, they inquired whether Shimon, also known as Kepha, was staying there. And as Kepha was thinking about the vision, the Spirit said to him," now this is the Father speaking through the Spirit, "See, 3 men seek you, but rise up, go down, and go with them, not doubting at all, for I have sent them." So Kepha went down to the men who had been sent to him from Cornelius and said, "Look, I am the one you seek. Why have you come?" And they said, "Cornelius, the captain, a righteous man, and one who fears Elohim and well spoken of by the entire nation of the Yehudim, the Jews, was instructed by a set-apart messenger to send for you to his house and to hear words from you." So inviting them in, he housed them, and on the next day, Kepha went away with them, and some brothers from Yafo went with him. And the following day, they entered into Caesarea, and Cornelius was waiting for them, having called together his relatives and close friends. And it came to be that when Kepha entered, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and bowed before him. But Kepha raised him up, saying, "Stand up, I myself am also a man." And talking with him, he went in and found many who had come together. And he said to them, "You know that a Yehudi man is not allowed to associate with or go to one of another race. A Jewish man is not allowed to associate with those of other races. But Elohim has shown me that I should not call any man common or unclean." So that was the meaning of the revelation, of the vision that he had received. It wasn't about clean or unclean meat, it was about men. Look at verse 34. "And opening his mouth, Kepha said, 'Truly I see that Elohim shows no partiality, but in every nation he who fears him and works righteousness is accepted by him. He sent the word to the children of Israel, bringing the good news, peace through Yeshua Messiah. He is master of all.' And then look at verse 44. While Kepha was still speaking these words, the set-apart spirit fell upon all those hearing the word. And those of the circumcision, the Jews, who believed were astonished, as many as came with Kepha, because the gift of the set-apart spirit had been poured out on the nations also. For they were hearing them speaking with tongues and extolling Elohim. Then Kepha answered, Is anyone able to forbid water, that these should not be immersed, who have received the set-apart spirit, even as also we? And he commanded them to be immersed in the name of Yeshua Messiah. Then they asked him to remain a few days. And so these Gentiles believed upon Yeshua as Shimon Kepha was speaking, as he was declaring Yeshua, that he is the Mashiach of Israel. And when they believed, then the set-apart spirit of Yah was poured out upon them. How do we know? Because those Jews who were there heard these Gentiles who had just believed begin to speak with other tongues and to extol or to praise Elohim. So they had those evidences, speaking with tongues and praising Elohim. So when Shimon saw that, he said they need to be water immersed. And so he commanded them to be water immersed in the name of Yeshua Messiah. Hallelujah. And so we see right here that those of every nation who believe upon Yeshua can receive the indwelling set-apart spirit of Yah with evidences, speaking in tongues, prophesying, extolling Elohim. These are the evidences of being filled with the set-apart spirit of Yah. Hallelujah, Abba. We are so thankful for these encouraging words that we have read today. We are so thankful and we are so blessed to know that every person who believes upon Yeshua with a belief that produces obedience can receive the indwelling set-apart spirit of Yah. And in the account that we read today, they believed. And when they believed, the Spirit was poured out upon them. We've also read in other places that the gift of the set-apart spirit of Yah can be received through prayer and the laying on of hands. And we're so thankful for all of the evidences that when people are filled with your spirit, they can speak with tongues, they can prophesy, they can extol Elohim. And these are things that we can see to know that a person is filled with the set-apart spirit of Yah. I pray that you would fill every person who is a believer in Yeshua watching this video today. And for those who have already been filled, I pray that you would refill us with the power, the special abilities to be fruitful and successful in going out and getting the harvest that we're called to receive. I thank you for a boldness to proclaim your word to come upon every person who's watching this video. And I thank you that as we continue to count the final days to Shavuot, you'll continue to do supernatural things in our lives, and something transformative and miraculous will take place when the day of Shavuot has fully come. Hallelujah. We give you praise in the matchless name of your Son and our Master Mashiach, Yeshua. Amen and amen.